This is lesson 4.1, possessives, pronouns and sentence building. Let's get into it. Kia ora e hoa and welcome back to day 4. Today's lesson is all about learning possessive pronouns in te reo Māori. Possessive pronouns are words like my or your or their, and they really help us to express ownership or relationship between things. Once you master these, you'll be able to talk about things you own, your whānau members, and so on. In te reo Māori, there are two main possessive pronouns that you'll need to know. Taku, which means my, and tō, which means your. Let's start with taku, which means my, when you're talking about just one thing. For example, taku whare means my house, or taku pene means my pen. Let's practice saying both of those things together. Taku whare, taku pene. Now, if you have more than one of those items, all you have to do is drop the T sound and it becomes aku. So instead of taku whare, my one house, I say aku whare, which becomes my houses. Instead of taku pene, I say aku pene, which means my pens. Say them after me. First up, aku whare, my houses. Aku pene, my pens. Great stuff. Now let's move on to tō, which is the kupu Māori for your. Like taku, you use tō when you're talking about one thing. For example, tō motoka means your car, or tō whānau means your family. Let's practice those together. Tō motoka, your car. Tō whānau, your family. And just like the relationship between taku and aku, when you want to talk about more than one thing, all you have to do is drop the T sound. So tō becomes o. So o motoka means your cars, or you could say o whānau means your families. Let's practice those together. O motoka, your cars, plural. O whānau, your families, plural. Awesome. Now, let's add another possessive pronoun, tana, which means his or hers, when referring to just one single thing. For example, tana kuri means his or her dog, kuri. And when talking about multiple things, just like taku and tō, all we have to do is drop the T sound. So tana becomes ana. If I said ana kuri, that means his or her dogs. Let's practice both of those examples. Tana kuri, his or her dog. Ana kuri, his or her dogs. So let's just go over those one more time. Taku means my, tō means your, and tana means his or hers. Now, let's look at some kupu to describe our whānau members. Here are a handful of common ones that are worth knowing. Repeat after me. Koroua. Koroua is the kupu Māori for grandfather. Repeat after me. Kuia. Kuia is the kupu Māori for grandmother. What about this one? Whaia. Whaia is the kupu Māori for mother or auntie. And matua is the kupu Māori for father or uncle. Matua. Now this is where things can get a little bit confusing, so pay close attention and follow along as best as you can. Repeat after me. Tuakana. Tuakana is the kupu Māori for an older sibling of the same sex as you. That means if you're a girl, your tuakana are your older sisters. And it means that if you're a boy, your tuakana is an older brother. Ka pai? Now try this one. Teina. Teina is the kupu Māori for a younger sibling of the same sex as you. So once again, if you're a girl, your teina are younger sisters. And if you're a boy, your teina are younger brothers. Tuakana, teina. Now, if you are a girl, the kupu that you use to describe your brother, older or younger, is tungane. Repeat that after me. Tungane. And likewise, if you're a boy, the kupu that you use to describe your sister, older or younger, is tuahine. Repeat that. Tuahine. We're almost there. There's just one other thing that we need to cover off. Tama is the kupu Māori for son, and tamahine is the kupu Māori for a daughter. Say both of these with me. Tama, tamahine. Okay, that was a lot. If you want to rewind and rewatch that, I don't blame you. It took me ages to remember all of those kupu. Now that we've learned all of that new vocab, let's start to build some sentences with possessive pronouns and some of the kupu hou that we've just learned about our whānau members. Remember, the structure in te reo Māori is always verb, subject, object. Let's give it a try. E moe ana taku koroua I te whare. My grandfather is sleeping in the house. E moe ana taku koroua I te whare. What about this one? E oma ana o tamariki I te papatākaro. E oma ana o tamariki I te papatākaro. Your children are running at the playground. Let's practice those together. E moe ana taku koroua I te whare. Say it with me. E moe ana taku koroua I te whare. E oma ana o tamariki I te papatākaro. I know it's a long one. E oma ana o tamariki I te papatākaro. Perfect. Now we're on a roll. So how about a few more? E noho ana taku kuia I te motoka. My grandmother is sitting in the car. E noho ana taku kuia I te motoka. What about this one? E tū ana tō tamahine I te tūru. Your daughter is standing on the chair. E tū ana tō tamahine I te tūru. Awesome. Now, I'd like you to have a go at translating these next two sentences on your own. Number 1. E kai ana taku tuakana I te hāngi. And number 2. E hikoi ana tana teina I te ngahere. I want you to pause the video, jump on maoridictionary.com and find any words that you're not sure about. Let's see how you go. I'll give you the answers in about 5 seconds, so pause the video right now if you don't have the answers in front of you. All right, now let's see how you went. Number 1, e kai ana taku tuakana I te hāngi. That means my older brother or sister, depending on which sex you are, is eating hāngi. Number 2, e hikoi ana tana teina I te ngahere. His or her younger sibling is walking in the forest. Now, I already know that you smashed that because you're bloody awesome, but hey, honestly, these possessive pronouns will help you describe relationships and ownership in everyday conversation. So, keep practicing with different combinations and soon you'll be able to describe your belongings, your whānau members, and heaps more. That's it for this lesson. Next up, we're going to dive into practical conversation starters that you can start to use in everyday scenarios. Mauri ora, and I'll see you soon.